Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the best and the worst of beauty related items for the month of October. So if this sounds like a video that you guys might be interested in, then please keep on watching. Okay, before we get into this video, two things I want to point out. Yes, I'm missing a bed behind me. That is because we are in the process of moving. I think I mentioned this in my last video, but yeah, we are in the process of moving. So that's probably also why the audio might sound slightly echoey. If that is the case, I do apologize, I'm sorry. And also, yes, I am currently in my dressing gown right now because it is about 9 o'clock at night and I'm not going anywhere and I want to be comfortable filming this video. So that's the situation. All right, let's get straight into this. So I'm going to start off with my favorites for the month of October, and then I'll move into a couple of items that weren't my favorite. So yeah. Okay, first up, we have the very beautiful, the very glorious Natasha Denona Gold Palette. This palette, oh, she was just so good. So this is what it looks like. I think I'm gonna have to do a full dedicated review on this eyeshadow palette because it is spectacular. It is absolutely beautiful. The mattes blend out so beautifully. The shimmers work really well as well. You know, they're gorgeous and I can't rave enough about this palette. I highly recommend it. Yes, it is definitely on the pricier side, that is for sure, but you know, the quality is just so good, and what can I say, it melts my heart. I love it so much. Next up, we have the JACLYN Hill Morphe brush collaboration. As you can see, a few of them are used. So look, I have to say, I was so impressed by this collection. I mean, I know that she got a fair amount of flack for a lot of the brushes essentially being, you know, the same. But, you know, I have to say, look, overall, I'm happy. I think the quality is really good. You know, I think the price point was great. I ended up doing the 20% off deal. So yeah, look, overall, I think it was well worth the money. I think the brushes perform really well and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, well done Morphe, well done JACLYN Hill. I think it's, you know, for the amount of brushes that you get and the quality of what they are, you know, I think it's money well spent in my opinion. I really enjoyed them. Next up, we have a bronzer, and this is by Marc Jacobs. Now, you'll probably recognize this from last year. Now, good news is it has just come back to Sephora in Australia, so it is available right now. It is the Tantastic coconut bronzer. It smells like coconut. I can smell it right now just from opening it up. It is just the most perfect shade of bronzer, essentially, of bronze for, you know, your fair to maybe not so much. You know what, I think it's realistically, I think this is a fantastic bronzer for fair skin tones, and that is exactly what I am. So I am absolutely obsessed with it. I love it so much. I think it's absolutely perfect for my skin tone. And yeah, if you're fair in skin tone, I would definitely recommend it. The original bronzer is slightly deeper than this, and so for me, it sort of came up on a little bit more orangey than what I would like. So yeah, for me, this is just perfect. I love it so much. Next up, we have some highlighters by MAC, and these are from their Christmas editions or their Christmas release. So first up, what have we got here? We have Snowflushed. So this was the exclusive limited edition shade. The packaging is stunning. I just absolutely love it, and the color itself is just beautiful. It's so good. Ready? Oh, it's just so pretty. Like, it's absolutely stunning. Next one that we have here is, now this is part of their normal range, or you know, their permanent range, I should say, and this is the Oh Darling. It's absolutely stunning. I love it so much. And you know, like, I was honestly, earlier on in the year, I was about to go ahead and buy this, and I thought to myself, you know what, Victoria, you have enough. You have enough highlighters. You don't need it. And, you know, then all of a sudden it came out in this spectacular packaging, and I was like, you need it now. It's happening. In the cart it goes. So, the quality of these are fantastic. They're MAC. I mean, you know, what more do you need? You know, they are so good, and I would absolutely recommend them to everybody. They are just glorious. Next up, we have this sponge by Juno&Co. So I have just done a full dedicated review to this sponge, and it is linked somewhere up here now for you to check out. But I have to say, look, overall, my final thoughts on this one, I loved it. I thought it was so good for the price. I thought it performed really well, and I have to say that it has definitely replaced my beauty blender and possibly my Kmart sponge for now. So yeah, I am really impressed with it. I thought it worked really well, and yeah, I would highly recommend it to you guys. Next up, we're on to some skincare. So I have, this one here is by Peter Thomas Roth, and it is the Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. I am empty. I am done. It is gone. I'm devastated about it. But I have to say, this moisturizer was just beautiful. I loved it so much, and I would highly recommend this moisturizer to anybody with very dry skin. You know, it was just, yeah, for me, it was beautiful. I loved it so much. So it claims to help lock in hydration for up to 72 hours. Look, I have to say that every time I used it, my skin definitely felt far more. Every time I used it, my skin felt far more hydrated and just, you know, more healthier and like glowy through the day overall from using this. And I just genuinely really enjoyed it. And yeah, to be honest, it's definitely something I would go ahead and repurchase. So I am sort of holding out. I'm waiting because I know it's Christmas time, so I'm hoping that they're going to bring out you know, some packs maybe at Sephora that I can pick up to take advantage of, you know, the Christmas pack thing that happens at this time of year. But yeah, look, overall, I have to say I highly recommend it. I loved it so much. Now on to some misses. Or what did I call this? The worst, the best and worst of beauty. So the worst. Here's the worst of October. Okay, starting with L'Occitane. So this is a shampoo and conditioner. So this was fairly new. It is part of their Nourishing Care range. Now, the issue that I have with this, they smell beautifully, and they do. They smell beautifully. What am I saying? They smell amazing. That's what I'm trying to say. And they do. The issue that I have is that the shampoo, wait, which one? This is the shampoo. The shampoo does not lather. It doesn't lather at all, and it drives me insane. I mean, if I'm going to wash my hair, I want it to lather. I want to clean it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, this just does not do that for me whatsoever. The conditioner is nice. Once again, it smells very good. But again, it's that same sort of issue that I have with the shampoo. I just don't feel like it does what it is essentially designed to do. I don't feel like it nourishes my hair any more than what my regular shampoo and conditioner and treatment do. And, you know, if anything, yeah, I just don't feel like it does the job well. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah, I don't feel like after washing my hair and conditioning it and all the rest, I don't feel like my hair is as clean as what I would want it to be or used to having it. And overall, I actually feel like the conditioner leaves my hair feeling heavier. And that's not what you want. And I don't want that. And I'm finding that I'm having to wash it more often. And yeah, so look, for me personally, it was a fail. It just didn't work for me. Typically, my hair, I do have quite oily hair. Yeah, I don't have dry hair, I have quite oily hair. So within even a day after washing it, you know, I tend to start to get those oily roots. And I definitely always have to, you know, have a decent dry shampoo on hand ready for that. But I just find like that particular shampoo and conditioner brings on that oily effect so much faster, and it's just, yeah, not my fave. And that devastates me because L'Occitane as a brand as a whole, I actually quite enjoy. I love their cleansing oil. I actually use that nightly, and I also love this one here as well. So I actually use, what is this? Essence Perfector. And I have to say, I use this as usually I use this as my primer. So, you know, as a brand overall, I quite like L'Occitane. It's just unfortunately that was a massive fail for me. Moving on, we have, and this, guys, this kills me. It absolutely kills me to tell you. This is the new Nars cheek palette. And, yeah, look, it looks stunning. The packaging is fantastic. The layout is spectacular. And here's the thing, and this is what kills me more, because this is exactly what I did in store. You know, truly, this is exactly what I did in store. Ready for it? You know, so for a blush palette, it swatches fine. Obviously, you're gonna build those colors up, right? Yes, that's how it's gonna work. I'm going to now put a base down on the back of my hand here, just to show you, because I think it's important to have, you know, you're going to put, where is my concealer? There it is. You're going to put blush down on some form of base, a bit of foundation, concealer, whatever. So I'm just going to put a little bit down on the back of my hand just to show you guys, because you know what? I was so surprised. I actually, to the point where I could not believe that this is what happened with it. I love Nars blushes as a whole. I have a few of them. I think they are spectacular. I think they are very pigmented. I think they are just beautiful, actually. And I was so ready for this palette. I was so about this palette. I was, you know, I wanted it, and I wanted it to work so badly. So I'm just gonna take, this is just a Morphe Y2 brush. So it's just, as you can see, nice and clean. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade right here. Actually, I'll take this shade because that's even, I think that's even deeper, maybe in color and pigmentation. So I'm just gonna do a couple of swipes, as you can see. Get in there. So I've gone back and forth quite a few times. That's as much as what it's picked up on the brush. Now I'm just going to apply it on the back of my hand onto that concealer. So we've got the base. There is nothing there. What are you meant to do with a blush palette that doesn't apply with a brush? So I'm going to grab a different brush just to show you guys. So I'm going to go in, I've got this one here. This is a Real Techniques brush. And I'm just going to do the same thing with the same shade. Just literally swirling around. There is barely anything there. Now, all I'm saying is that that's the color payoff for a blush that is that deep. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. So I'm actually going to be taking this, I'm going to be taking this back to Mecca because, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I think that this was something like at least $90. It would have been at least 90 bucks. And like $90 for what? You know what I'm saying? Like and that's essentially now 2 layers as well, keeping in mind. So yeah, unfortunately guys, this one for me was a big fail. Yeah, I was so hyped for it. I wanted it to work so well. And I don't know why, but the formula seems to be exceptionally different to the normal Nars formula. So I was really devastated and really quite surprised because, again, you know, it swatches really well, but it doesn't apply to brushes at all. And at the end of the day, that's what you need it to do in order to create a look. I'm not going to go to that extra mile and, you know, specifically find a type of brush or a type of sponge or whatever to apply this product with. It shouldn't be that hard, especially for the price point. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be returning this one. And that's it for my best and worst of beauty for October. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Mwah. Bye guys.